Hello and welcome to my attempt of building a nation, the nation which I'll get onto in a second and show you all about and run you through everything. I'm a little bit further ahead than anyone would normally be doing a series like this, but I was kind of playing it in my free time and thought, you know what, I'm really feeling this save, let's turn it into something for YouTube. A while back I did a really good save, in my opinion, which was with my beloved Nottingham Forest, and that save I think got up to maybe season 2 or 3 on YouTube on this channel. But I then unfortunately got really busy, and to be honest, I've not really played much Football Manager over the past, say, like year and a half. So this will be the first thing I believe I've uploaded for this FM. But hopefully you'll enjoy it and can come along the ride with me. So the club that I've decided to go for is a club very local to me now because I have moved. So originally I am from the UK, and I moved to Sweden in 2019. Just as a quick brief history on me, and as of last week, which was I never remember the date actually. I think maybe the 20 something of August. I think the 25th, 26th. I moved to Finland, and so now this is a very local club to me. And funnily enough, it does start in the first division, which is one underneath the top division, which is called the Veikkausliiga. Um, so yeah, I've decided to have a save with TPS. It's called, but the full name is Turun Palloseura, which is going to be my new team here in Finland. I'm still obviously a big Forest fan, but you need a team whilst you're in the country to be able to go to the games. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do that often because I don't really go to England to see Forest. So this is going to be my international team, I guess. So as you can see in the top corner of the eagle-eyed viewers is I am 30th of November, and sure, in with the calendar like they have in Finland and some of the other Nordic countries, you have a choice of starting in 2021 or 22. I think I went for the 2021. So if I was in a typical save like in England, now I'd be getting towards the mid part of the first season. But for me, in this save, I've already gone ahead, and potentially could be seen as the boring part, but it could have also been quite juicy as well. For some viewers, is that I'm now one season in and I'm going into the second season now. I'm kind of like in between the first and the second season. I'd say I'm probably like about a week off or something from the friendlies and the preseason stuff, and I need to get all that sorted out for the progression of this. But right now, I can run you through pretty much what's happened over the past year of this save, just to get you up to date and get everything sort of set up on a baseline and let you understand and start getting you into this story. So, as a quick run through of the rules for at least the first season in the Ykkönen, which is the top division or the championship for people who understand the English leagues better. So basically, it's 12 teams. You play each other twice, which is 22 games, and then you have like a playoffs. So you have the top six fighting for a chance to go up, and the bottom six, which go down to the third division called the Kakkonen. As a heads up, my pronunciation is not going to be great, but I am actually learning the language, so I'm hopefully going to get better in time. And if anybody knows these pronunciations better than me, then feel free to drop them below, and I'll make sure I pronounce them as best as I possibly can. So yeah, top six go up, bottom six go down, or at least fight to do this. And then what happens is you have then a promotion stage or a relegation stage if you're in the bottom six. So then for the bottom six, the bottom three of that six will go down, and then for the top six, the team that ends up in the top spot is promoted automatically to the top division. The second team is in the playoff semi-final. The third and fourth team go to the quarter-final. And just to quickly go back a second, for these relegation promotion stages, you carry over all the points that you've had from the regular season, and you basically just play each of the team in your group once. So it's like another 5 games. So I'll get onto the table in a minute, but we had a pretty okay time with all this extra playoff games. But yeah, for the promotion stages, I believe it'll be the quarterfinals will play, then the semi-finals, and then you go against the team from the top league, I believe. Just double check. Okay, so you play the top division plays. I should actually check this for the next season because I'm not fully sort of acclimatized with all the rules yet in Finland. Top six is it's kind of the same here, top and bottom half. I guess it actually doesn't make it clear, but what I'm gonna guess is that there's some form of like tournament which the bottom couple of teams go down. It's just a mess, really. But I guess we'll learn that more as we get on into the future, and we'll kind of see teams come up and down, and all the games, the fixtures when we're progressing, we'll see all that. But anyway, into the league table. So for us, we finished off 22 games, 55 points. We lost once, which was actually to Nistan, who was a big thorn in our sides. We actually didn't really beat them in the regular season at all. I think we lost and then we drew the second. It was like the only team we had a problem with. We really couldn't seem to break them down for some reason. But then we got into the promotion group stage. We carried over our 55 points, yeah. So from this regular season, having 55 points, there's a 12-point gap here, and then going into the promotion group stage, because you keep all the points from the last season, I basically had to win one game to almost guarantee myself to go through. I think it's 4 points mathematically would be enough. So winning the first game would see me straight up to the Vikers Liga, straight up to the top division. And here's one of the games. I'm not going to go too into depth really because it was pretty much just a whitewash all the way through. We actually had a very good run in the Suomen Cup, which is, I guess, the only cup they have here in Finland. And I think the winner of this actually goes into the Conference League qualifiers, because Nistan actually won this, so that was interesting. Yeah, we got to the semi-final, played these back to back, didn't do anything here, lost on penalties. And then from this loss here, we absolutely sailed through, and we just absolutely stomped the league. So that's really good for us. So for the squad, as for this season, and to try and give you a rough idea of what happened last season, I can kind of go almost through one by one to let you know if they was here last season and like what they did really. So Koppinen was our main goalkeeper, with Kuritu just being on the bench. He didn't get any playing time whatsoever. We had another guy who was like 3 stars or something, who also complained of not playing enough games, which was kind of weird. And we're very light in centre back here, but we had Jelenik, who I'll go further into the transfers of in a minute, who came in as free and absolutely flourished in the league. This is a new intake player. Taimi was pretty much a stalwart in our team. He played pretty much every game. Sunman was a backup left back. Kinnunen, was our left back, even though he's primarily a right back. He's good. He has the flexibility between the both, which was great. And I'll show you the right back that we had in a few moments, who we sold halfway through the season. Kebe was also another transfer. Every transfer, by the way, was free. We have absolutely no money over here. Kebe was a free. He didn't really play that often. He played well. He's got some insane free kick stats in comparison to everybody else in the league. He played a few times, mainly just came off the bench. Udstrom was another free, who again was pretty much just a bench warmer and a depth player. Jesper Karlsson played quite a few times for us. He's had decent potential. He was a little higher, I think, if I remember rightly, at the start of last season, but he kind of came down a bit, but his ability came up also. This guy here, Santeri Pohjalainen, I think that's exactly how you say it. He's one of the young players who's been getting a lot of game time. Over here you can see he pretty much played every game, 22 games in the regular season. We had Daniel Rantanen, who had an injury halfway through the season. I think he missed like about a month and a half or something, which is only about maybe 4 games, 5 games or something. He became a bit more of a bigger player for us as the season progressed. Colina came in as a transfer. I guess I'll go through that again in a minute. But he came in just before halfway through and did well for us. Was a big player. Uh, Magicek was a new player for this season. Yalanin, just a youngster who's not really played at all. Stojkovic, similar to Kalina, he came in quite early on and was a big player for us. Kasper Hammerleinen is someone that we had from the start. He's an older player. He used to play for TPS way back, and yeah, he featured most games. I think this season I'm going to start toning him back a lot. He did have a bigger wage before, like 750 or something like that, and we've managed to bring that down. I am playing in euros just because I'm trying to sort of get used to the whole euros thing myself in real life. So I thought this would be a good idea to try and incorporate that just for me personally. Royha played a lot of games as well. I think maybe he was our top goal scorer, even though this is not that much. It kind of shows that it was a bit more spread around. Oni-Pekka Pajola was a youngster who played more and more as he got on because I think some of his stats for a striker is fantastic. I played him as an advanced forward, and you can see he had some okay stats here. Great composure, pace and stamina, and acceleration was fantastic. So I thought I'm going to give him some game time, really try and up his development. And this also is a intake player. So thankfully the transfers hasn't changed over yet. So this is everything that we did for the last season. Jelenik was our first transfer, who was a fantastic transfer. He played so well for us. We brought in a guy called Ale Mundi, who was for depth. Then I kind of took a big step back from him, really didn't like him. Budstrom, I mentioned before, played pretty much as a depth player. Likewise with Kebe, Stojkovic, Kalina, and Magitak was at. He was a new signing for us this season, who is going to bring us some good quality in the centre attacking mid position, kind of taking over from Hammerleinen. He's pretty much got good balanced stats everywhere, which is great. He's going to flourish in this league. He's supposed to be a leading player for us and will be a star in a little bit of time. I shouldn't imagine it's going to be a long time for him. Just a little bit of good form and he'll fly away. And then who we got rid of? So we got rid of this guy quite early on for nothing because he was on a zero contract. So whatever, get him gone. He's not going to play. He wasn't that useful for us. Our main right back for a good chunk of the season, up until I think the summer transfer window, because of how like distorted the league's schedules are. The summer transfer window for like regular European clubs, he ended up getting bought by Brommapoikana over in Sweden, so he didn't really travel too far away from where he was based. We got a very low amount, but at the same time, he wasn't valued that well. I kind of tried to play him as frequently as possible. Wassers with us because he was going to be our right back. I think he was like 4 potential or something, 4.5 potential. And this wasn't the greyed out stars here. This was like, I think 3.5, 4-star guaranteed with extra. He was playing all right for us. Was very good physically. Lakamaki was a player who we kind of had in our squad to sort of play every now and then and give him some experience to develop and get better, but he ended up getting wanted by Brommapoikana also. So he went. It was good. We kind of managed to bring in a little bit of money here, and Alan Moody, who I turned my mind against after signing him, he wouldn't leave, and he was only on a very short contract anyway, so it's just for the season. A team approached to sign him, then I kind of tried to push him off onto them by saying, "Here, 10k, 10k, you can have him right now." They surprisingly accepted, so I made some money out of that. Finances was something which we kind of had a bit of a problem with for a while. I think we managed to get it up to as high as like negative 16k, which was quite good. And the 30 something k from the sales of Lakamaki and Pota were useful at least. Like, sure, it's not a groundbreaking amount, but it still kind of helped us with the finances. I mean, after all, we are okay. We're not further in the hole than we think. Our projection's not bad, like for future seasons. And we are going to have players who are going to be wanted by clubs soon. I don't think any are really wanted now, but give them some time and they'll be wanted for sure. So just to give an idea of what we had in our youth intake, because I can't get back to the screen now, or kind of have it in a nice little view for you to see. So the star of it, I believe, was this guy. I have no idea how to pronounce his name. I think it's like Adde Hoxha. I think Hoxha is the easy part here, of course. We're going to have this guy potentially just start the league for us and just try and develop him as much as possible. I think he could be a big amount if he develops quite quickly. We got this guy, Christian Oyampera, who's quite decent for potential also. He could be our best goalkeeper with some time. Maybe I could look to try and get him out on loan if I get him off this youth contract, or move him to an affiliate because I feel like a lot of teams are quite well connected here. So if I send him to the second division, he maybe get some game time and hopefully can develop a little bit. And Joni Karjalainen, another striker similar to Paila. They are both pretty decent. This guy's like 2 years, 3 years younger. I don't like all these negative arrows, that's for sure. But he seems like he's starting to be like pretty much a sort of balanced striker. He needs some work in some places, of course, but 16 years old in Finland, we don't really have that great facilities, as you can see here. It's like 2 stars pretty much. So I'll take that. And then the other players that we got for the intake was these guys, and the only other pick of the bunch really is Chris Horton, who's more of a ball-winning midfielder. And here's his stats for you. He's Northern Irish, but he does have dual nationality now, I believe, or at least trained in Finland. That's pretty much everyone that we got for the intake. In terms of tactics, I've cleared this now because I want to try and sort of re-evaluate what we've got in the squad and what we need. I kind of wanted to start off the season with a five. I think it was a 5-2-1-2. I think I was running at the start of last season, which was okay for the first handful of games, and then I decided just to try and sort of play to the strengths a little bit more. When I signed the handful of players like Kalina Stojanovic, I tried to sort of just get them in good positions to really carry the team as much as possible. And was able to kind of reshuffle around, and we kind of went with a 4-2-3-1, almost like a Gegenpress, with a few adjustments over here, of course, in the instructions. It worked out for us. It did us really solid. I might run with this for the next season. I'm not entirely sure yet of what I exactly want to do, but I guess we'll find out. As just a quick note, this is how we sort of line up against everyone in the division that we was in. It's not quite ticked over yet. I'm not entirely sure when it ticks over. It's my first season using this schedule, but I'm sure I'll come back to that just to give you a quick update of how we compare with other teams in terms of staff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it here because I think this is going to be a pretty beefy episode when I've actually come to edit everything. I really wanted to give you a good idea of what's happening, try and give you the background to start getting invested into this. Hopefully you get invested as much as I do. Like I said at the start, it's a team that's going to be local to me. I'm actually considering maybe trying to check out a few games when I can, especially next summer when regular football, like the European football season's finished, and this is going to be like mid-season, just smashing through. I'm looking forward to this, and hopefully we can kind of build a nation. Hopefully we can get the facilities built up and start really creating a bit of a network, and if we can get ourselves into the Conference League from the Suomen Cup, then I think that'll be a nice little bit of money for us. I think the main thing we really need to do at the moment is just try and sort of stabilise our finances and to really try and make a bit of money, because if we can start playing around, actually look for good young players, spend money on scouting a bit more, actually buying players who don't really cost that much, but they're still going to upgrade the squad, because right now we can't really afford to bring anyone in for actual transfer fees. This says here 58k, but that's kind of took from the wage budget because I need to have the scouting budget increased until it actually resets. I'm not sure if this is going to be the same scouting budget for next season. Like I say, it's not switched over yet. So with the budgets for next season, I'd be able to chuck this up and then like try and find players from other packages to bring into the squad, or at least get on trial right now. And if I quickly show you as a sneak peek for the next episode, I have a lot of trialists, and I anticipate to get a lot more in just to try and really beef it out the squad and bring us up an extra level. Because right now our team could probably do okay, but it's not going to do as well as we want. Ideally, I can try and get us to like the top 6 first season in. I don't think it's impossible because you can get a lot of good plays for free. Maybe even loans too. It all works as long as I get the right quality in and keep trying to play some of the youngsters too. It's gonna all work out. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll be around for the next episode and really get on this journey with me. All the best.